The pillows are fluffed thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough, join the family. It's all love while we laugh at first criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Ooh, oh, please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh please, the puppies need me. Oh please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.
Hello, Sofa Squad. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? So, y'all, this is a new, like I was just saying in the chat room, let me mute this thing over here. This is a new headset over here. So let me know how it sounds in general. So you got a number one, so you can hear me. Yeah, Tori, these are amazing. So, like, this is definitely like cushion. Like, I can't hear anything outside of this. So does it sound okay? I know, isn't that cute with the little fireplace thing? How do y'all think it sounds compared to the other times? Or is it like not a little quiet? Hold on. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. How is it going, everybody? I feel like Madonna. I'm on the Vogue tour. Let me look over here. Got that. I can't return that. Yeah, I turned it all the way up, I think. Now, let me ask you all this. I think this is a mute button, so work with me. Tell me if I go in and out. I'm talking now, but it's muted now. Am I muted now? Can y'all hear me? Now it's not muted. Now it's not muted. I'm talking, but is this muted? Can y'all hear me? Is this muting? Let me know what you think. Is this the mute button? Is it not the mute button? Was that muting? Was that muting in and out when I did that? Not mute? Oh, okay. I don't know what that button does. It's kind of cool, though. It would make sense that it would be the mute button. But I guess it's not. It's that little middle button right there. Do you know what that is, Tori? You would think that, look, wouldn't that make sense that would be the mute button? It just would, you just would think it is. Okay, so we will, and see, I can do this. I can be like, Vogue, 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 Vogue. So, y'all, what I wanted to do is go live again tonight. Hey, Audra, how's it going? And welcome all the mods to this, to the station, to the sofa. I appreciate y'all being here and keeping everything going. Oh, Kate Bush, thank you so much. You always hook all the members up. I greatly appreciate you. And so do the 20 people who just got memberships. And y'all also, when you get memberships, if you go out and come back in, you will get, you can use the little emojis and stuff like that. Like I'm dropping in the room right now with a little honey bun. It's not that fun stuff. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do is, for some of you watched this morning, this will be a little bit of a repeat, but what we're going to do is we're going to watch a segment of the jury selection of Brian Walshe. And this is going to be the part where they talk about kind of what he's admitting to and the parameters of the two charges that he pleaded out to. Then we're going to look at kind of like an article that was talking about how many juror members have been seated, the demographics, et cetera, et cetera. They've already got 9 people seated on the thing. So this is moving along a lot. Then I pulled up on Twitter or whatever you want to call it, X, whatever, Kathy Rosen from Law and Crime, pardon me. And she's kind of talking about some of the she's tweeting out like some just concepts about what we think his reasoning and strategy was to plead to these 2 charges or whatever. So, okay, hold on 1 second. Tori says, for example, if I mute with the button, I'm just quiet. If I mute with Discord call itself, a little avatar puts on a cone of shame. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna come up here. I said, hey. I said, ho. I said, hey. I said, ho. Hey, Northwest. What is up? Okay. I said, hey, hey, hey. Okay. I got to share this first. So for those who are just tuning in or didn't watch with us this morning, whatever, today was day 1 of jury selection. Day 1, Brian Walshe said, hold my beer, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and plead guilty to 2 charges. But he still maintains his innocence for the murder. So very strategic, very tricky. So that's what we're watching, is this portion of that. Now, obviously, drop a 1. Let me know you can hear it, and then we'll speed it up some.
Could be a sentence, a state prison sentence of 3 or more years. I'm now going to give you what's called the habitual offender law warning, which I'm required to give you. Here it is. If at some time in the future you are convicted or plead guilty to a third or subsequent offense that is within the category of offenses covered by the statute, then 1, you may be imprisoned in state prison for the maximum term provided by law for such third or subsequent offense. 2, your sentence could not be reduced or suspended. And 3, you may be ineligible for probation, parole, work release, or furlough, or to receive any deduction in the sentence for good conduct. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, Your Honor.
And understanding what I've advised you with regard to these sentencing consequences, are you still willing to plead guilty to the 2 charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm now going to ask the Assistant District Attorney to summarize the evidence that would have been presented against you by the Commonwealth if you went to trial in this case. I'm going to ask, sir, that you listen carefully, because when the ADA is finished, I'm going to ask you some questions about the facts that the ADA has stated.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, regarding count 002, misleading police in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 268, Section 13B, on or about or in between January 1st to January 8th, 2023, Mr. Walshe did willfully mislead police officers with the intent to impede, obstruct, delay, prevent, and otherwise interfere with the criminal investigation into the disappearance and murder of Anna Walshe. The defendant first misled the Cohasset police in the morning of January 4th, 2023, when after he reported his wife, Anna Walshe, missing. He stated to a Cohasset police officer that Anna Walshe had left the Walshe residence at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset on the morning of January 1st, 2023, by taking an Uber or Lyft to Logan Airport and returning to Washington, D.C. for a work emergency. The defendant then continued to mislead police officers when he made additional false statements about Anna Walshe being alive and voluntarily leaving the Walshe residence, as well as when he detailed his whereabouts on January 1st, 2023, to Cohasset police and Massachusetts State police officers. The defendant continued to make false statements when the police officers from these agencies met with him, including on the evening of January 4th, on January 5th, January 7th, and January 8th. In January of 2023, the Cohasset Police Department had approximately 20 full-time police officers, including 2 detectives. The Cohasset Police devoted all available resources in an attempt to find Anna Walshe. They requested assistance from other departments and agencies. And on January 6th, the Cohasset Police Department conducted a press conference seeking help in locating Anna Walshe. As a result of the defendant's false and misleading statements, law enforcement agencies and police officers took many actions, which had a heavy financial and emotional cost. These included the Cohasset Fire Department searching a swimming pool at the Walshe residence. Teams of police officers from multiple agencies and departments, including a K-9 teams, participating in large-scale canvass of the area around the Walshe residence. During inclement weather, DC Metro Police attempted to locate Anna Walshe in Washington, D.C., and Massachusetts police officers, including Cohasset Police, Massachusetts State Police detectives, and other units from Massachusetts State Police, traveled to Washington to search for Anna Walshe in a result of the defendant's false statements. The defendant's conduct was willful. His statements impeded, obstructed, delayed, and otherwise interfered with the criminal investigation. And the delays resulted in contents of dumpsters in which the defendant had disposed of Anna Walshe's remains being incinerated.
Why don't you pause there? We'll deal with count 1 and count 2, and then we'll go to count 3.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Walshe, did you hear what the Assistant District Attorney just said with regard to the statement of the offense conduct for indictment 002, misleading police?
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Walshe is prepared to admit to the recitation of facts with respect to the indictment that the government just read insofar as it alleges he did impede and obstruct the criminal investigation into the disappearance of Anna Walsh. We obviously object, and he's not admitting to and murder. The second portion of the facts that the government just read that we would take issue with is the last sentence, and the delays resulted in the contents of the dumpsters into which the defendant had deposited Anna Walsh remains being incinerated. Insofar as the rest of the facts, he's prepared to admit.
All right. Mr. Walsh, you just heard what Attorney Porges said, sort of the insofar as. It's another way of saying it limited to this. And you heard what your counsel just said. Understanding those limitations as just articulated by your counsel, did you do or join others in doing those acts?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty that you're admitting to the facts described as revised by your counsel are true?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh, did you in fact willfully mislead various law enforcement to include members of the Cohasset Police Department and the Massachusetts State Police with the intent to impede or interfere with a criminal investigation of Anna Walsh's disappearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Moving to indictment number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor. Willfully conveying a human body in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 272, Section 71. On or about and in between January 1st and January 8th, 2023, the defendant Brian Walshe willfully conveyed away the body of Anna Walsh or the remains thereof from the Walsh residence at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset by conveying and disposing of Anna Walsh's body without a license or lawful authority or the remains thereof into dumpsters and or garbage receptacles in eastern Massachusetts. The defendant's actions were willful. Anna Walsh was not a stranger to the defendant. She was the defendant's wife and mother of his 3 young children. The defendant conducted internet searches into disposal of the body, researched locations of dumpsters, and then traveled to those locations. In disposing of the body of Anna Walsh, the defendant did not comply with the law.
Thank you. Sir, did you hear what the Commonwealth just alleged it would prove the case went to trial with regard to indictment number 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you do those things or join others in doing those acts?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to today, you are admitting the facts described just now by ADA Connor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Walsh, did you in fact willfully remove or convey the body of Anna Walsh or her remains, not being lawfully authorized to do so?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you now plead guilty to these indictments willingly and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you or forced you in any way to plead guilty to these 2 indictments?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything in return for your plea of guilty to these 2 indictments other than the terms of the plea agreement that we discussed? Excuse me, there's no plea agreement. That's what happens when you keep reading from the book, and you shouldn't. Has anyone promised you anything in return for your plea of guilty to these 2 indictments?
No, Your Honor.
Have you had enough time to discuss your rights, your case, your defenses, and the possible consequences of your guilty plea with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you feel that Attorney Tipton and Attorney Porges have acted in your best interest, that he and she have fully, fairly, and adequately represented you in this case?
Yes.
Are you confused in any way by any of the questions I've asked you today?
No, Your Honor.
As I understand it then, sir, you're pleading guilty to these 2 indictments because you wish to plead guilty because you are guilty. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Counsel, do you know, defense counsel first, do you know of any reason why I should not accept your client's guilty plea? Same question to the Commonwealth.
Your Honor, I'll be brief, but we had spoken, this is a non-negotiated plea with Commonwealth, and we had some objections to it. But my concern was where the defendant put the case on a factual basis. The Commonwealth read in that that is one reason you should not take it. And the second is this count 3 revolves around improper disposal of Ms. Walsh's remains. And the defendant, when asked his marriage status, said that he was married. And consequently, Your Honor, then that is not an accurate relaying of his current status to the court and could be invalidating the plea. So I believe he has to be asked that question again. And I believe that if he continues to say he's married, that he's negating acts of count 3.
All right, I'll give defense counsel an opportunity to speak with your client.
Your Honor, I apologize. I couldn't exactly hear what Mr. Connor's
In,
caveat was.
in response to one of the early questions I asked of the defendant, I asked him if he was married, and he said yes, he was. And the Commonwealth was raising the point that if that were true, that it might negate proof of the disinterment, which requires a human body or remains. Do you want to speak to your client about that?
A moment, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be like, I need to talk to him real quick about this too. I'd be like, are we cool with the whole disposing of the body thing? So that's what we're
Respectfully, I
going.
don't see this as a relevant or material issue. If the court wants clarification, I'm happy to approach sidebar.
Why don't we do that?
Judge is like, this whole situation is a big sidebar moment. I mean, come on. Hey, Jessa, hope you're feeling okay. Hello, everybody just joining. So if you're just joining, what we're doing is we're just watching a quick snippet from this morning when, what's his name, Brian Walshe pled out to 2 charges. And really just this little part right here. It's not that long. Hey, Donna. It just kind of like his little strategy that he did. So once we get through this part, we're going to go to an article and read through like about the jury and stuff like that. And then we're going to read some tweets from law stuff about like what potentially could this mean, and stuff like that. That just general talk. Okay. General talk. I think it's a pretty courtroom, by the way. Okay, let's fast forward through this. There we go. Hey, Crafting. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Matt. What's up? Wait, did I mute this? No, I didn't. They're just being quiet. The judge is standing there. Is it required that she stands up for these?
So, Mr. Walsh, earlier today.
Oh,
I
thank
asked
you,
whether
Kay
you were
Bush. You're
married. You answered
amazing.
yes, you were married.
That's
You remember
very
that?
sweet of you. I appreciate that
And is it
greatly.
correct that you were married to
Wait, hold
Anna
on.
Walsh for a period of time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that under the law, death extinguishes marriage. It may not
Yeah,
religiously or otherwise, spiritually, but under the law, when someone dies or when someone is dead, you can no longer be married to them. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so are you married today?
Your Honor, if I may, insofar as previous discussions, for purposes of a successful plea colloquy and meeting the elements of the crime, he is acquiescing to the fact that lawfully he is not married today.
All right. You heard what your lawyer just said? Agree with what your lawyer just said?
Yes, Your Honor, I agree.
All right. Anything else that we need to cover?
No, Your Honor.
To the extent that the Commonwealth is objecting to the taking of the plea on other grounds, that is overruled. My job here is to make sure that I have a valid plea. And that means that the defendant is pleading guilty to the elements that the Commonwealth would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And I have inquired sufficiently to assure myself that he has admitted to each of the elements of the 2 offenses of indictment 02 and 03. So I know we discussed at an earlier point the issue of victim notification, and I'll ask on the record now for the Commonwealth. Has the Commonwealth advised the victims of this case of the defendant's offer to change his plea to guilty?
Yes, we have notified the victims, Your Honor.
And based on our prior discussions, I understand that the victims may wish to address this court prior to any sentencing of the defendant.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. And both parties, and we've talked about this, have agreed that we're not going to be sentencing the defendant today on the indictments that he's now pleading guilty to, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Attorney Tipton, we're just, all right. And we'll give the victims a reasonable opportunity to address the court before sentencing, of course.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You understand, Mr. Walsh, that at the time that we do get to sentencing, that by law, I'm not bound to any recommendation that's made by the prosecution or your lawyers. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that I may impose any sentence permitted by law up to the maximum allowable sentence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Having considered Mr. Walsh's criminal history, the government's proffered evidence, I will later consider the victim's statements to the court for matters for sentencing. I find that Mr. Walsh has met the requirements to tender a plea to counts 2 and to counts 3. I make the following findings. I find that the defendant is not presently under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and that he hasn't reported that he is not presently suffering from any mental illness or condition, and that he's not presently taking any medications. I find that the defendant understands the nature of the charges and the consequences of his pleading guilty. I find that the defendant's change of plea to guilty with respect to each of the 2 indictments, 02 and 03, is made knowingly, willingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, and with the full knowledge of its consequences. I find that the defendant's change of plea on these two indictments to guilty is made upon and with the advice of competent counsel, and I find there's a factual basis in the evidence as has been summarized by the prosecution and limited by defense counsel on behalf of the defendant for each of the two indictments to which the defendant now pleads guilty. Accordingly, I accept Mr. Walsh's plea of guilty as to indictments 002 and 003. Anything else that counsel that we need to do on the change of plea?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So
Okay, so that was the change of plea portion of today's jury selection. So he is still saying that he did not murder her. He is still saying not guilty to that. He's still going to trial over that. So what we're going to do now, but he got those other two charges out. So you heard what he's admitting to. Definitely lying to the cop. I mean, this is a no-brainer in this, right? So to me, by him, we'll get into this. By him pleading out to the disposal of the body, that pivots many things. Now we're about to get into some stuff like, okay, well, what could this mean? Like, could they get rid of some? Like, well, we don't want this to come into the trial now because of this. And I've seen a lot of comments talking about, okay, he's probably going to say he found the body or this or that. I mean, that's what I personally think he's going to say, because I mean, he's admitting to disposing the body. So they had to have had some form of, in my opinion, a couple of things. Maybe they had some form of evidence that was so obvious on that they were going to get him, but also by getting rid of that, it might exclude some evidence being admitted for the murder charge. So clearly he thinks he can still get out of the murder charge, or else he would have, whatever, right? He's still trying to fight that. Now, also you heard the judge talking about, hey, we can sentence you consecutive, this, that, the other, whatever. I'm not sure when she's going to sentence him, but I would be very curious about that, right? Because I personally would want to be sentenced maybe like before the trial. I don't know. I don't know how that works or what he can even ask for. But I'm going to go over here real quick and read this. So this is by Bob Ward, Boston 25 News, and Brian Lambert, Boston 25 News staff. So Boston, the first day of jury selection in the murder of Brian Walshe concluded Tuesday with 9 jurors seated. To me, that's a lot. 6 men and 3 women currently make up the jury in the highly publicized trial for the murder of Anna Walshe. Prosecutors and defense hope to ultimately seat 16 individuals, so they're more than halfway there. He entered a plea of guilty on charges of misleading police and unlawful disposal of a body on Tuesday. Okay, I'm just skipping through stuff we just basically went over. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's scroll up to here. Okay, let's start here. I'm going to read this, and this kind of like gives you a little point-by-point thing about what prosecutors are saying. Okay, prosecutors have alleged that Walshe killed his wife in their Cohasset home on New Year's Day. The couple's 3 young boys were reportedly home at the time. Days after Anna's disappearance, a hacksaw and a blood-soaked rug believed to contain biological evidence were recovered from their home by investigators. Police later searched trash bins, dumpsters, trash trucks, and trash facilities in areas where Brian traveled following her disappearance. Prosecutors have also previously said that a broken knife with blood on it was found in the basement of the Walshe family home. Her body has never been found. Walshe is currently serving a 3-year prison sentence for selling fake Andy Warhol paintings. He has been held without bail since his arrest. Day 2 of jury selection will continue Wednesday morning. Opening statements and testimony in the trial are scheduled to begin on December 1st. Okay, so there's a quick little snippet of what they're saying. So just from that evidence alone, it's almost like, honey, we go ahead and plea out to that disposal, right? Because it's just, come on. So if they already have 9 jurors first day, right? They need 16, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They need 7 more. I mean, they could very easily. I think they'll get the jury set this week, right? Now, okay, let's look at the calendar real quick. Please hold. This is very serious. What? No, I want the calendar. I don't know. What's all this? Why is this? We don't want notifications. We want the calendar. I don't know how to do all this. Clear. I'm scared. There we go. My goodness gracious. Okay. So the 18th. So next Thursday here in the States, as far as court goes, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. I'm imagining court will be shut down Thursday, Friday, obviously Saturday and Sunday. Monday the 1st, it opens back up. So, but they might close the whole week of Thanksgiving. Oh, no. So I think they'll definitely get it done. Now, just side note for those who are watching right this second, just know tomorrow during the daytime, I will not be streaming. Depending on when I get home, we might go live and do a short live chat like this to catch up on what happened for jury selection. If it's like a lot, right? If it's not, what we'll do is Thursday morning when we stream, we'll go over like what the updates were or whatever. Okay, Thursday morning, like maybe 9 or 10 a.m., I'll post it tomorrow night. We'll finish, if you've been following me over here with us, we'll finish doing the second half of the rewatch of the hearing where the police officers are testifying in a preliminary hearing. We watched like 2.5 hours worth of it today, and there's like another like 2 hours or so left of it. We'll finish that up Thursday morning. We're going to kind of continue doing these like little, Brian catch up on all the stuff that was going on prior to where we're at now to lead up to the trial. Clearly, there's going to be more stuff coming out. This is basically a case where anything can happen at any day and any moment. And yeah, there'll still be a trial because he has not said that he's guilty of the murder. He's only said that he's guilty of 2 lesser charges. So he has taken the murder charge to trial. So essentially what he's saying is, I didn't kill her, but I disposed of her body and helped and lied about it. Essentially. In my little sofa ways. Hey, EM, how's it going? Hey, everybody else just join in. So there's that. Now, hold on a second because I want to see what Kathy Rusin was saying. And this is just me reading some like lawyer tweets and stuff like that. Kat, I had to disappear. I had to disappear. Okay, and this, so I'm just going to kind of read through these or whatever. So, now I need my glasses again. Sorry. Hold on. I have to take these off. Let me get I feel like I'm getting ready to fly a jet or something, right? Okay. So Kathy says here, hold on. She compares the case to Fotis Dulos, Jennifer Dulos, Michelle Tracona's case. Then she says, so does this, and this is Kathy Rusin from Law and Crime. She says, so does this mean his searches after the fact won't come in now? He's admitting to doing everything those searches showed. Now she is saying this in response to a retweet that she did. And this guy, Matt, oh, thank you, Kay Bush. I think people are after her. I'm sorry you're going through that. And thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate you for being here. Okay, Kathy has retweeted this dude. He's a lawyer, Matt Timpanek, and he says, tactical decision for sure. These charges were low-hanging fruit for the jury. I have to think the guilty plea will preclude the prosecution from discussing some of the strongest circumstantial evidence of guilt against the defendant. I mean, if this is the case right here, I mean, interesting. I mean, whether we agree with it or not, like on like a moral or emotional or whatever, well played by the defense if this is what they're doing, right? If they could pull that off, please. And see, that's where pretend the defense pulls this off and he gets not guilty on the murder charge, right? Because I'm guessing, and I don't know, y'all help me out here in the comment section. Y'all help me, or y'all let me know. I'm guessing the jury's not going to know about these other charges. You see what I'm saying? So if he just goes in there with all this stuff excluded and they're just talking about the murder thing and they don't have a bunch going on there, he could get a not guilty. Well, if I was him, that's why I would have want them to have sentenced me to the charges I changed my plea to before that, because it's like this. Imagine he gets not guilty on the murder and they haven't sentenced him to the other things. Well, then the judge could be like, oh, well, you're getting 60 years each. Whatever the maximum charge is, she said, I'm making that up. You're getting the maximum charge consecutive on each of these, which for justice would be the fair thing, right? But if I was him, I would want it to be opposite. You see what I'm saying? So of course he doesn't, I mean, he wants to, get away with what he can. I mean, I kind of feel like he's getting away with literal murder at this point. Hold on, I need to sip this, but I'm going to mute y'all for a second. I like how this just moves like this now. Okay. I like this. It's fancy. Okay. It's very aerodynamic space kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. Let's keep reading some of her things. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Kathy says he could say she had an accident and he panicked or didn't mean to kill her. They were fighting and therefore not premeditated. Okay, then there's that. Okay, yeah. Okay, then Kathy says here, reading the tea leaves, I assume the defense is going to say Brian Walshe didn't mean to kill Anna. They got in a fight on New Year's Eve, heat of passion. He is now admitted to removing her body from the residence and basically lying to the police. The jury selection begins, etc., etc. Hold on. Okay. So that's all she said about that. So, yeah. So this is going to be, hey, Montana, what's up? Hey, Mud Hungry Guitar. Yes, I mean, the question now is going to be, okay, now I'm going to take these off. Okay, sorry, they're getting my nerves. The thing is that it'll completely depend on what he says, what the defense is saying she died. If he's trying to say like it was an accident, if it was, this or that, whatever, okay, well then there's that. Or if he's going for the whole thing, like, look, I don't know what happened. I came in, she was dead. I panicked. I thought people would say that I did it. So I just went ahead and like got rid of her body. You see what I'm saying? Like he could go two different directions. I just don't know which would make logical sense. What would a jury believe more? Like he's essentially, in my opinion, going to be going for, hey, Diva, what the jury will buy the most. So what do you think of the jury hears everything? Are they going to believe a crime of passion in the moment versus I came in somehow and found her dead? And then Northwest brings up a good point. I think defense will blame a kid. That's another total avenue they could go. Blame one of the kids, whatever it was. I mean, look at it, if you went through Anthony Todd, I mean, okay, like, come on, yeah. Hey, Buffalo Waffle says he tripped and fell holding a chainsaw. Legit would not surprise me for that. Would not surprise me to get that out of them at this point. Right, 100%. And Crafting brings up a good point too. Crafting says he's a con man and thinking like a con man. We aren't con men, so we're having trouble understanding his logic. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. The grift is strong, right? So he's already been doing this, right? I mean, he's already doing prison time for the whole Andy Warhol thing, right? That was ballsy enough on its own. So he's going to pull out all stops. So yeah, expect something slimy, right? Expect something completely slimy. And if he does say, hold on one second. Deidre brings up a good point. She says, I think the Google searches are going to do him in with the jury. So here's the thing. And again, we only know, like, I only know of a few of them. It's like how long till a body starts smelling or something, how to dispose of like a 115-pound body. I mean, it's the Google searches are bad, and they were done on the kid's iPad, which again, you could use that to say he's going to blame the kid. Yeah, EM says it says expect him to take the stand. Oh, at this point, you know he's going to try and talk his way out of this. He's pining to get up there at this point. He's like, hold my beer. I got this, y'all. I can talk my way out of this one. Yeah. He's 100% giving, I can talk my way out. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, right. He'll try and blame the kid. Like, the kid was Googling that. What's going on? Yeah, right. Anything, literally. So we don't know if the searches are in or out now. One thing that will be interesting is to see what happens in, what is it called? Eliminate motions and lemonade, or however you say that, because I'm sure they're going to try and exclude a bunch of stuff. So it depends on what is going to happen. And I don't know when they're going to do that. I would imagine they'll see the jury and then probably do that. I'm not sure of how that goes. And yeah, let's do this real quick. Hold on. Gosh. Oh, goodness. Oh. Okay, so Brian Walshe prosecutors say they have binders of searches made before his wife's alleged murder. The judge asked prosecutors if the internet history and search information is different from previous searches, which were allegedly done on the iPad belonging to the Walsh's son. The district attorney said the report on the MacBook is 1,000 pages long. Walshe allegedly made previously known violent Google searches. In one search, prosecutor said he searched 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. He's looking for top 10 list. He's doing damn Cosmo little surveys on how to take this survey. Is this the most likely way to get away with body disposal? 10 signs a body needs to be disposed of. Just take the survey. Okay. He also allegedly searched things such as how long before a body starts to smell? Can you be charged with murder without a body? The judge asked about one search in particular from the new batch of searches from the MacBook. Walshe searched something that includes the words cheating wife on December 27th, days before his wife disappeared. The search happened about 8 hours before prosecutors said that he made the searches about divorce. Now, another thing they might not be saying is here is he was also doing pornography searches that were stuff like pornography with cheating wives, things like that. Okay, so I don't know if he was like fetishizing this, or I don't know, it was weird, but so we did that. Okay, now also, yep. Okay, so on the wait, hold on. On the cheating wife thing, the defense attorneys objected to it because they said that it was a pornographic search and it wasn't related to the case. That's like a different thing. And they're like, look, that's inflammatory, so on and so forth. The defense objects to descriptions of Anna Walshe. The defense attorney said she plans to object during trial to statements prosecution witnesses will give that attempt to refer to Anna as a great mother and a great employee. Nice. I will tell you that generally I probably will allow observations of her, the judge said, not to an excessive amount. Whatever that in my mind becomes excessive. But general observations as to the victim's interactions with their children is permissible. Okay. 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 Yeah. So that's kind of, I don't have like any more of like a deep dive into the things yet, but I imagine just from that alone, those Google searches, and they have a binder full of them. I mean, it's bad, right? It's not a cute look. This is partly why we're seeing some of the reasons of what he did, or the guilty plea change. Hold on. The neighbor's dog is barking. I can hear him. The neighbor is across the street. There's like, ruff, 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 ruff. So yeah, this is off the hook already on day one. So the calm before the storm will be holiday week next week when this is like, and I imagine this. So imagine they get the jury seated this week, and imagine the court is open, let's say Monday, Tuesday, right? They do the motions in lemonade, or however you say it. I like saying motions in lemonade. They do the motions in lemonade on Monday, Tuesday. That's going to be when we know, like, we'll get the next level of here we go. And let me tell you what, if y'all don't have your popcorn December 1st, Monday, y'all, the defense opening is going to be next level. Okay. We're talking Anthony Todd meets Nicholas Rossi meets Nick Casotis. I'm talking all three combined. It's like if they all got together and reproduced, right? So thanks, Montana. Yeah, I love the little light. I was looking for my thing on my app earlier because I was going to have it change colors and stuff and be more party-ish. You know what I'm saying? But I can't remember the name of the app. So we'll just always leave it green basically until I find it. So yeah, so there's that. So we're going to go ahead and kind of cut this off short since we were on earlier this morning, and I want to get some other stuff done here. So again, just to recap here, the plans and whatnot, I'm going to be gone tomorrow, but if there's a lot of stuff that pops off and I get home in time, we'll do a live chat tonight, kind of like a short one like this to see what took place. However, if not, what we'll do is Thursday morning, we'll rewatch the hearing that we were watching today. I'm sorry. We'll finish doing the rewatch of the hearing we started this morning, which is where in a preliminary hearing, the police officers that were involved in the search and all that were basically being, they were going through a hearing. And pardon me, we got about 2 hours left of that. So we'll do that and then we'll just catch up. And, this is how we'll do it. We will be streaming this trial when it starts, which is December 1st. So there you go. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow evening at some point, but if we don't, it'll be Thursday morning. I'll post everything then, or, Wednesday night or whatever. Thank you, mods, for being here twice today. I appreciate that. And thank you, Sofa Squad, for being here twice today. I appreciate that too. Thank y'all very much. It's always fun hanging out and going through this stuff with y'all. We will close out with Slow Morson's Ode to the Sofa. Y'all have a lovely evening. I love y'all. Thank you. We will talk very, 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 very soon.
The pillows are fluffed thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough. Join the family. It's all love while we laugh at first criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Ooh, oh, please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Oh, please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.